Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 48 of my Billionaire Minecraft series, where I will collect 1 billion iron ingots, gold ingots, diamonds, and emeralds using the All the Mods 6 mod pack in modded Minecraft 1.16. In today's episode, I'm going to set up a pretty simple system to make lithium, and then I'm going to make a simple induction matrix because in the future I am going to need an induction matrix, which is just essentially a giant battery for a future base. So let's get started. So first off, I will be actually adding on to a system I built in the past, and let's go take a look at that system right now. So the system is right here. It is a thermal evaporation plant, and it is turning water into brine. And it does that through, basically you just pipe in water into the thermal evaporation chamber, and you also give it heat. You don't actually have to give it heat, but giving it heat actually super increases the amount of brine produced. So I do have a resistive heater on this thermal evaporation plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build another thermal evaporation plant, and this is a multi-block structure. The base is 4x4. And this thermal evaporation plant, I'm going to build it not nearly as tall as the other one. And I do need to think about where I want my ports. So to get the liquids in and out and heat into the thermal evaporation plant, you need these thermal evaporation valves. So I'm going to need 3 of them for this right here, and one is going to be the input for the liquid, one's going to be the output, and the last one is going to be for the heat. So let's go ahead and put those down. And I want the heat one over here, and then I think the liquid one can be right here. So let's go ahead and round out the rest of the structure. I actually am going to have my controller right here. And then on the top level here, you actually don't have to fill in the corners. So if I do this, it should become a valid structure. So there we go. And we have a valid structure now. So one thing I realized I forgot is my configurator, which is basically my tool so that I can hook up my pipes or configure my pipes correctly. I should have a configurator in here, so let's grab that and let's get back to it. So what I want to do is I want to take the brine out of the first thermal evaporation plant, the one that was already here, and I want to pipe it into this thermal evaporation plant. As we can see, we don't have anything in here and we're not making anything. So let's go ahead and do that, and I just need to configure this to be output, and there we go. So this right now is making a little bit of liquid lithium, and like I said, you use brine to make liquid lithium, and then to make brine, obviously, we use water. So that is how you do that. One more thing is I do want to give this thing heat because as we can see right here, the production rate is really, really low. So if I use a resistive heater, which has 2 IO sides, the sides with the green squares here, you can use one side for input of energy and then the other side for output of the heat. So that's what I'm going to do, and I already have the conduit all set up. The conduit is coming from the ceiling, and I'm going to put this right here. So the cool thing about the resistive heaters is that they are configurable. Basically, you can input as much energy as you want or as little energy as you want. I think for right now, I'm just going to do 100 forge energy per tick. That should give me a decent amount of brine, or liquid lithium, sorry. So what we need to do with this liquid lithium is we can actually take a look at the recipe here. We actually need to right-click on that. We need to deconcentrate it first. So we're going to take this liquid lithium and turn it into lithium, which is a gas, I believe. And then we are going to send it to a chemical crystallizer to make lithium dust. And the reason why I want to make lithium dust here is so that I can make the induction matrix that I talked about at the beginning of the episode. So let's go ahead and set these things up. So the rotary condensator, I'm going to put right here. And I am going to toggle the operation to the decondensating mode. And I do need to change the IO possibly. So for the items, I don't care about the items. The liquid is set to all input here, and then the gases is set up to be output to the left. I've set up this system just to make sure it was going to work, so that's why it was already configured correctly. So now what I need to do is I need to pull the lithium out of here and put it into the rotary condensator, and now we're getting lithium. And now I need to send that lithium to a chemical crystallizer, excuse me. So I do need to make sure that the gases is set up to auto eject on to the left, and that is correct. So this chemical crystallizer will take the lithium and it will turn it into lithium dust, which is what we're after. So I have the items configured to be output on the top and automatically ejected. So I already have some lithium made, and it's in the Supreme Black Hole unit, and let's go ahead and add that lithium to it. Now I want to set up a storage bus on that as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to double left click on that to set it up to only hold that lithium dust, and I'm going to set it to a positive priority. So let's go ahead and hook it up to my ME system just by simply putting a cable right here. And I should have access to that lithium in my system right now once that bus becomes active. And there we go. We have 1530 lithium dust. So that is cool. Let's get rid of this because now I want to make an induction matrix. So the induction matrix is actually a multi-block structure from the mod mechanism. So basically the outside of this structure is going to be made of casings and ports. And then the inside is very highly configurable. We have lots of different blocks that we can choose from. There are two different types of blocks with different tiers here. The first ones are the induction cells, and they are actually where the energy is stored. And then we have the providers. Sorry. For whatever reason, I was looking at the wrong words here. So we have induction cells and then induction providers. So the induction providers, they allow for I/O. If you don't have any of the induction providers, you cannot output the energy that you have in the induction matrix. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and make a pretty simple one. Let's go ahead and tell it to make 100 of these. That's going to be way more than I need, but whatever. Let's go ahead and make a few of these induction ports as well. And then for the internals, let's just keep it pretty simple. Let's do 3 of these and then 3 providers as well. So let's grab the induction casings. And I probably don't need all of those, but whatever. The induction cells, and then we need to wait on just a little bit to get the induction providers and the induction ports. So let's go ahead and go outside and set this up somewhere. Why not set it up on the roof? It doesn't really matter. This is just a temporary structure. I'm just setting this up for example. Let's go ahead and do 5 by 5 maybe. And actually, this might be quicker if I had a wand. I actually have my wand over here. So let's grab that. Let's take a snooze as well. And then we can go ahead and finish this thing out real fast. So I actually probably should have put it where I have access to energy a little bit easier than this, but whatever. Let's grab the wand, let's set it to the horizontal mode, and like I said, I want to do 5 by 5. Let's go ahead and do 5 by 5 by 5 essentially. And it will be easier if I do something like this. Cool, let's change this to, and actually I might need more induction casings. So let's go ahead and tell it to make a few more here. And then I am going to change this to the unrestricted mode. And then I'm going to change it back to the left-right mode. And yeah, I definitely need more of those. That is enough. So this is a valid structure. However, it can't do anything. It does not have any internals. So it has a capacity of 0, it has input capacity of 0, output capacity of 0. So let's go ahead and just add an induction cell, just one, and then let's see what changes. It doesn't really matter where that goes as far as I understand. So we do have a capacity now because we have one of these induction cells, and we can see that the capacity is 3.2 GFE. I'm not really sure what the G stands for. Is it giga? It might be giga. I'm not super sure. But anyways, we do have a capacity, but we cannot input or output anything. So let's go ahead and add induction ports, and let's actually hook this up to energy. Okay, he just scared me. I don't know what you're doing here. Okay, let's just ignore him. He doesn't need to be here. And then let's grab a battery of some sort. So yeah, and actually I can do this through batteries. So I have this full ultimate energy cube, And then let's grab a basic energy cube. Let's go ahead and set up this full energy cube right here. I'm going to set this up so that it's output on every single side with auto output on. It shouldn't be able to do anything because I don't have any of these induction providers in the induction matrix. So we can see that nothing is happening even though it should be outputting energy to it. So let's grab the basic energy cell that I just made, and I can't spell energy even though, okay, so this will grab some energy from my internal buffer here, but let's set this to be input on all sides. So once it should be able to, and actually let's actually blank everything out just real fast, because I do want to show that once I added an induction provider, it should be able to grab energy from this ultimate energy cube once we recomplete this structure. So we do see that it is getting energy, and the input is this 102.4 thousand forge energy per tick. So we are getting energy from this ultimate energy cube, and then once wait, what happened to my basic energy cube? Okay, so it was being weird there for a second. So let's just go ahead and input, and okay, that's weird. Did I actually set this up right? Okay, that's weird. I was thinking that it could output automatically, but I don't think it can. So let's grab some energy conduit here. And I just need one. One should be more than enough. Let's put that there and then put this here. So this should be input. Okay, so I'm not super sure why it's not, unless I need another block here. And let me look it up just in case. Shift plus N. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's weird that it's not outputting energy. I think it should be able to. Maybe I need to give it a redstone signal or something. Yeah, that's super weird. So let's just grab a lever. Okay, that's just super weird. I'm not super sure why that's happening. Maybe if I replace this particular induction casing or induction port, it will behave. It's not. Okay, that's super weird. Let's see if maybe if I put, I'm just gonna add all of these blocks to it, and I don't think that should make a difference, but hey, maybe it does. Because I'm not super sure why it's not outputting any energy, because as far as I understand, it should be. So we can see now that since I have 3 of the induction providers, it is upping the input amount here, but it is still not outputting any energy. So you know what, I'm going to have to figure out why that's happening. It's probably something super simple, to be honest. But I haven't dealt, and I've actually built these before. It's just been a little while. So I am going to figure out exactly what's going on, and then I will be back. So yeah, it's something super simple. What you need is the configurator, and we just need to switch this block right here is actually set up to input, and if I just shift click, it will be set to output now. So it should, yeah, this basic energy cube is already full, so that's cool. What I could do is actually just flop this. So let's go ahead and tell this to be inputs. And let's go ahead and grab that. Let's set this to be output. And we should be able to basically refill this using the induction matrix. So that is an induction matrix and how you use it. Yeah, I totally forgot about the configurator thing and the induction ports being set to input. basically by default. So yeah. So in today's episode, I set up a simple system to make lithium down here. It just basically built off of my previous system to produce brine for this system over here. So that's really cool that I can basically use this system or this thermal evaporation plant for two different things. We're taking the brine, turning it into liquid lithium to lithium, and then lithium to lithium dust. And then that lithium dust is finding a home inside the induction matrix and the different blocks that we built for that. So the lithium dust itself is actually needed for several of the blocks in the induction matrix, so that's why I made that system before building the induction matrix. So if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. If there's anything I could have done better or differently, definitely let me know down in the comments below, as I do read all the comments. If you enjoy large-scale automation in modded Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.